Evening people, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, slight change, only a slight change. So we are back, it's exactly the same league on a Wednesday as per normal, it's just slightly rebranded. So we've switched over to the run under the MRC tagline tonight, still sponsored by Team Oliver Racing. It's the same league underneath it all, same cars, same drivers, one or two new drivers I think. But in general, it is the same league as we've always run. Not getting into why, it's just the way it is. So, round 6 of the MRC Team Oliver Racing, or the old Team versus Team Gr3 event on a Wednesday. Say just rebranded. Evening everybody, how you all doing? So we're live from Dragon Trail Gardens tonight. Bit of an awkward track this one. It's got some naughty little corners in it, quite easy to run wide in a few of these. So yes, round 6. Let me just pull up scores. Where are they? Miles away. So get out of the way, you. Right, so leading the way at the minute in the Pro League is Potomac Pot 79. He's on 221 points. We've got MRC Bobby in second on 157 points. Potomac Pot having a bit of a stormer at the minute during this mid-season. We are back after a week's break. And Gr3, Gr3, evening mate, you're not racing anymore? You should be racing. I miss your livery. In third place we've got Pav 46, he is on 133 points. Fourth place is IGTSH Nicolaitis, he's on 107 points. Fifth place is NGR Jambu on 106 points. Sixth place is TNR Philo on 97 points. Seventh is Dangly Ball, he's on 82 points. Next Gen Gr3, where are you? 8th place. Oh, you're in the house, alright, okay. We weren't in the lobby earlier. So we are just about to start quali. We've got 2 races for you tonight. Let me just finish off these points. Where do we get to? Gr3, 8th position on 81 points. And then we've got Diablo in 9th. He's on 68 points. 10th place we've got Marge 21. He is on 57 points. And then 11th we've got Chrome Dix on 51 points. 12th place is I got that wrong. Oh yeah, I've got that wrong, sorry. 11th place is Surfer Ev, apologies. He's on 51 points. Chrome Dix in 12th, then he's on 49 points. MRC Buddy in 13th on 47 points. Perzel in 14th with 40 points, and VQS Dawson, who was a stand-in 15th, he's on 36 points, but he did score some good points. So who have we got in the room tonight? Surfer Ev's just joined, that's good. So we've got open practice, which is the quali, which means people can join if it's the official qualifying. Once it starts, you're stuck, you can't get to race, well, you can't get to qualify. So who have we got in the room? We have got Surfer Ev, Potomac Pot, Pav 46, NGR Jambu, MRC Bobby, GTRT Riley, TNR Philo, Next Gen Gr3, IGTSH Nicolaitis, and MRC Dangly Ball. And these are the cars tonight. Let's just wait for Surfer Ev to actually get in the room. So Potomac Pot in the M6, PAV 46 in the Audi R8 along with Jambu, MRC Bobby R8 as well. GT Riley was he in the R8? Yes he was. M64 Philo, Burnt Fry in the Lexus. Got the McLaren of IGTSH Nicolaitis. Who's that? Dangly Ball in the Renault RS01. And Surfer F also in the M6. So let's get ourselves to track. Nonsense on. Right, so Philo just coming through to start his hot lap, or a hot lap. D.90, how you doing, mate? You did alright the other night in the minis, didn't you? Just, hey, on debut, coming through, smashing people up. Getting a lot of love in the chat as well. Fair play to you, mate. So TNR Philo just getting the first chicane a little bit squiffy. Yeah, just coming to this awkward section now. I'm sure these drivers will do alright with it tonight. As long as they're not side by side coming through a lot of these turns, they should be pretty well. Keep it on track, pretty much. He says as Philo runs it massively wide. First time on a wheel, I heard, or first time on your G29s, I think someone said as well. So yeah, fair play. Cheers, mate. Appreciated. And there's Philo just getting the final turn wrong. Let's see what he puts in, and then we'll go on board for a bit of a lap. Let's go on board with Potter Pot as he just comes around this final turn. Hopefully he doesn't chuck himself in the pits. He shouldn't do. He's only done 2 laps. So long start finish straight on this one. So this first turn, long sweeping left-hander. Just have to feather the throttle a little bit through here. Might see a little bit of bumping and a barging in turn 1, lap 1. Down into this awkward chicane again. You might see some bumping and barging through here. Got to watch those sausage curbs on the insides. Pot chucking 2 wheels either side of that one, but unfortunately carrying too much speed. And on the way out, he clipped the grass, and that was that. Pot then picking up damage. That's the end of his fast lap. Let's find another driver who's somewhere near that same spot. Who's that? That Pav. Yeah, just coming through that first section, so he'll be coming up towards Potter Pot now after the incident we've just seen. He's hot on the tail of IGTSH Nicolaitis. So down to this almost hairpin. Nice wide line through the first part for Pav. Now seems to close up on IGTSH Nicolaitis. He's compromised his lap time though. There's Potter Pot picking up that damage. He will have to go to the pits to get that repaired. Chucks himself off track to try and keep out of the way of these drivers. So through that little wiggle section into what I commonly call the pentagon. Through this awkward right hand section. 4 different corners through there. IGTSH then peeling off left. Unfortunately that's already damaged Pav's lap. And then up this back straight towards the final double apexed hairpin. Hard on the brakes for this one. We have just seen TNR Philo run it a little bit wide through there. And then back onto this long start finish straight. So we have had to swap drivers halfway through that one. 46 finishing off the lap for us. He's 131.5 that lap. His fastest at 129.8. Flick through there now. We've got a few drivers come through. Philo out front on the 129.3. Potomac Potts, second 129.5. Burnt Fry, best delivery in the league, 129.7. Pav 46, he is on a 129.8. Dangly Ball 130.1. Yeah, so Dangly Ball driving the Renault, so on choice. Jambu in the Audi on a 130.2. Bobby in another Audi 130.3. GTRT Riley 130.4. Surfer Evan BMW 131.0 for 9th. RGTSH Nicolaides just giving us a replay of exactly what Potter did. Chucks himself back into the pits. Quicker on this lap. So we have got 2 lobbies running tonight. We have got the pros you're watching with me and Darksmoka. We've got the pro-ams also running exactly the same track, same settings, all the same thing. That's over on Ghost Realm Gaming's channel, so go check that out. Not yet, wait till you watch this and then go check that out. Gary Owen, good luck lads. Which lads? There's lots of them. Right, 29.7 then up into 3rd. Oh, sorry, it wasn't really 3rd, it was... So the Audi's struggling here, not getting as far up the field as they'd like. Quite way down the order, the Renaults. So for Ev in 9th. We lost the driver. Where have we lost? Lost IGTSH Nicolaides. He's not in there. There he is. Good. Quick shout to the sponsors as well. Team Oliver Racing, Mental Truck Racing Maniacs. Shout out to Stuart Michael for sponsoring this one. Did go and watch the truck racing a few weeks back. All I can say is just stay out of the way. Stay out of the way. If everything's come off track, they ain't stopping. I was up at Donington, which we are actually up at again on Sunday this week, and watching the British GTs. So if you fancy a bit of that, I don't know whether you can still pre-book tickets, but it was 20 quid if you pre-book, 25 quid on the gate. It is reduced access, you know, you can only actually get to certain bits of the track, you can't get into the pits and things. But yeah, well worth a visit for British GTs. Potomac Pot then going quicker, 129.1, chucks himself up into pole position, 0.2 of a second faster than Philo. Still in 3rd, Pav still 4th, Dangly Ball going a bit quicker, he's up into 5th. Jambu 6th, Bobby 7th, no position swapping really. Nicolaides back down in 10th. Which is an outlap, so it won't be really good for moving him up the board. Minutes left of quali. Just squeeze a couple of laps in. See the bottom of the block, you get the exit, the chicane right this time. So just feathering that throttle through turn 1. Does he cut the first chunk? Yes. Does he get 2 wheels across the second bit? Not quite. So he got it wrong last time. He's got it better this time. He's not quicker than his fastest time at the minute. He's not far off. gain that time back or not. Timing line coming around this corner. A bit wide through there. He's pulled a little bit of time back. As long as he doesn't get involved with these two drivers up front, he should, if he keeps that pace up, should better his own time. We'll see. So 2 minutes left on the clock for qualifying. Potter will pot through this final turn. What's he got? 29.1 at the minute. Is he going quicker? No, he doesn't. 129.253. Philo's on an outlap. Jambu's promoted himself to 3rd position, 129.5. Bobby also chucking himself up the order, 129.5 for Bob as well. Pushes Gr3 and Pav dangling balls down a few spots. Gr3 in 5th, Pav now 6th. Audi's quite a popular choice in the Pro League. Can be a little bit twitchy, as Pav's just proved. So he's 0.3 of a second down on his fastest. Traction through some of those turns. He is out there racing soft tyre. So it is 2 races for you guys tonight. We have got the first race of 14 laps. Let me just double check that. 14 laps. Go. That's right. Race 1, 14-lap race. They can use any tyre for the race. No mandatory pit stop. It's a bit of a break, and then we jump into race 2. Race 2 slightly different. So it's a reverse grid. It's a 22-lap race. Drivers only start with 70%. Excuse me. Came out of nowhere. 70% of fuel. The pit stop window for change of tyres will be open at the end of lap 5, so they can come in for fuel, they can come in for damage repairs, but if they change tyres they'll get a great big slap on the wrist. So you can only pit before windows open for repairs and damaged fuel only. Yes, you also use 2 different compounds of tyre in the race 2. You can have as many pit stops as you want. The other thing to remember, while we've been chatting about that and not watching the screen, TNR Philo's, while he's reversing up track, puts in fastest lap of qualifying, 3/4 of a second faster than Potter as well, 128.4 right at the end of quali. Get a few practice starts in as well for TNR Philo. He'll be happy with that position. But nothing Potter can do now that we are over that qualifying time. Unfortunately, IGTSH just clattering into Potter. So here we go. 14 laps. Potter also doing a couple of practice starts. Dragon Trail Gardens. So round 6 of the MRC Team Oliver Racing Gr3 League. Slightly renamed. A couple of drivers missing. Should still be some good racing tonight. TNR Philo on pole, Potter with Pot on 2nd place on the grid. Jambu 3rd, Bobby 4th, Pav, sorry not Pav, Gr3 5th and Pav in 6th. See how they get on. Best of views PlayStation, thanks. So they are away, barreling down towards turn 1. Jambu getting a flying start. The Audis do get off the line quite well, as you can see. The 3 Audis storming past Potter McPot. TNR Philo holding on to third in the M6. Fifth. Let's just go past them. So 4 Audis. Bobby in an Audi. We've got Pav in an Audi in second. Jambu in an Audi in third. Philo in fourth in a BMW. Potter in fifth in a BMW, side by side with Philo, almost to break early. TNR Philo going for a move on Jambu though. A bit of a battle going on there for third place. So kicking off in lap 1. Surfer Ev getting a good start. He's up into fifth, side by side with Nikolaitis, all over the back end of Potter for that fourth position. A bit of drive between those two, side by side through there. Let's see what happens into the Pentagon. Some good respect shown between Surfer Ev and Nikolaitis through there. That's driving Nikolaitis getting good exit though. A bit glitchy. GTRT Riley in 7th. 6 having a really poor start. He's down in 8th. Not sure what's happened to Pav. Has he picked up damage? He's got a little bit of front end damage. We'll see Dangly Balls in 9th. TNR Philo now 10th. So damage all over the place. I must have missed that chaos somewhere. How did I miss that? So Bobby up front. 2.7 second lead. Don't start playing real silly games to get Bobby running away with 2 races of a night. Mad Marshall evening. Bert Fry in second currently. After a little bit of chaos in lap 2. Sorry, lap 1. And a second over third place Jambu. Potter managed to avoid all that chaos. He's in 4th. Surfer Evers got himself up to 5th. Not that far off the back end of Potter either. Only 3/4 of a second back. GTISH Nikolaitis in 6th. So we'll see how the McLaren handles tonight. He didn't have a great week last week, did Nikolaitis. Not last week, week before, sorry. We've had a week off. Didn't look like he was getting on with the McLaren very well. He's got GTRT Riley for company as well, closing in. Top 7 still quite closely packed together. We get back to Dangly Balls then. 3.8 seconds back from Dangly. Pav another 4.3 seconds back, had that damage repaired. Philo another 4.3 seconds back, also getting damage repaired. Bert Fry now up front. What's happened to MRC Bobby? He's drifted his Audi already, so possibly Bobby getting the final turn wrong. Just allows Bert Fry to sneak through and take race lead. So MRC Bobby in the background, doing everything he can to close that gap back up on Bert Fry. 1.1 seconds the gap at the minute. 2, it's just flipped over. Bert Fry starting to pull away a little bit. Needs to keep it clean. Not allow Bob to close that gap up and get back into the slipstream range. He's doing a good job as well at the minute. Bert Fry pulling another 10th through there. CJ, evening mate. I've not seen you in the chat. I saw Mad Marshall pop up. To pull away as much as he like at the minute. Holding on to the top spot nonetheless for NXGN Bert. I'm just going to call you Next Gen Bert Fry. I'm going for that NXGN stuff. So into the final turn. Coming through to finish off lap 3. So you're going to have 1.5 seconds as he comes down the start finish straight, way out of the slipstream range for MRC Bobby. He's in the clear from Potter, who's got himself up into 3rd though, got himself past Jambu. He's now got GTRT Riley closing in on GTRT Riley, getting past Nikolaitis and Surfer Ev. So new driver to the lead tonight, GTRT. grips with the car pretty quickly. I don't know whether he's been in any of the practice lobbies. He's got himself up into 5th, closing in on Jambu. Has Jambu picked up damage? What's he got? He has front and rear damage. So he'll be losing speed on the long fast sections, allowing these drivers to close up. In these short sprint races, it can be detrimental to go in the pits to get that damage repaired. Depends how much time you're losing. What's happened to Gr3? Riley also picked up damage. Surfer Ev getting past, back into 5th position, getting through past Nikolaitis and Gr3 Riley. I don't know quite what happened there. I didn't think Gr3 Riley got into contact with Jambu or anything. Possibly. Surfer Ev getting himself up into 5th, just about, if he keeps that BMW pointing in a straight line. So picking up rear end damage. IGTSH going for a move on Surfer Ev, who's going to carry the speed into the chicane. These two have had a bit of a battle already tonight. Ev holds on to 5th at the minute then. He's being hounded by Nikolaitis. Both holding on to a little bit of damage, as is Gr3 Riley behind. Pap 46, so repaired, but only in 8th place at the minute. TNR Philo's got himself up for position into 9th. Daniel Ball's now at the back of the pack in 10th, 18.3 seconds down. So race leader Gr3 pulls more time over MRC Bobby, 2.1 seconds now the lead. Extended as well, 2.3. He's not got as much tyre wear as MRC Bobby behind him either. Bob's rears are pretty worn out. Pot actually closing the gap up on MRC Bobby. He's got to be careful. Out of the race in soft, but there's hardly anywhere on Pot's tyres in 3rd place. Pulling time over 4th place Jambu. Jambu actually comes in the pits now. Has he got damage? Is he going to get the damage repaired? We'll see. See, Bob does just hold on to 2nd place. Pulls a bit more time over Pot. Slightly more speed. Yeah, so Potter actually currently carrying a little bit of front end damage. So maybe compromising his top end speed down the start finish straight. And Gr3 Riley up into 4th then with Jambu pitted. What is he now? 7.4 back from Pot. A lot of work to do. 5. Stick it out in 4th, we'll see what happens. He's got plenty of life left in his tyres at least. So Pap 46 actually getting back through the pack. He's up into 5th, he was 8th last time we checked it. Philo also moving his way forward up into 6th. Nikolaitis 7th. Still holding that front end damage. Jambu then, after his stop, he's come out in 8th position. Fresh set of boots and damage repaired as well. Dangly Balls in 9th, Surfer Ev after a stop in 10th. So we're still waiting for some of the front runners to come in. Gr3 yet to pit, Bobby yet to pit, Potter yet to pit. I've now got Gr3 Riley and Nikolaitis in the pit. Pulling out more time, 3.5 seconds over 2nd place Bobby. Bobby has got a mirror full of Pot's M6. If Potter can keep it in a straight line. So just under half a second between Bobby and Potter. drive out through there for Potter. He's looking for the outside run on Bobby. It's a difficult corner to take. Backs out of it. Bobby holds on to second though. Potter's got to get a good run out this back straight to hold on to him. Bobby goes defensive already. Nowhere for Potter to go on the inside. So tries to run around the outside of Bob through the final turn. Has to let off the gas through loss of traction or side by side. Bobby peels off into the pits. Potter then gets himself up into second position. He's now got 4 or 5 seconds to try and catch up with Gr3, but now he's been released from that fight with Bob. We'll see whether he can close that gap up. Tyre still looking good for Potter. Bobby back out the pits in third, only 4.6 seconds back. Pav in fourth. So he's coming early where the Pav has to stop again. We're on lap 8 of 14. Yeah, I think he will. Not for fuel, but at least for tyres. Starting to come into effect now. He drifts wide through the hairpin. Jambu then 5th, he has stopped on the racing softs. Philo 6th, again stopped. Fresh set of boots on an outlap now. GT3 Riley also stopped, 7th position. Keep an eye on GT3 Riley. Just say CRT down the side of his car. CRT drivers in the lobby tonight. I thought he was a GT3 driver. Okay, race leader in the pits now. Pot also in the pits. Where does MRC Bobby come? So 2 drivers, Gr3 being released. Bobby comes out right behind him. Jambu comes through. Not quite. Is Potter going to come out in front? So Potter and Pot still in the pits, down in 8th. Okay, so Gr3 does get out up front. MRC Bobby trying to close that gap up. His tyres have got plenty of life left in them as well. Still in it between Gr3 and Bob. Jambu then 3rd, Philo 4th. SR just joined the room, so another driver for race 2. That's good to see. Pav 46 into 5th. GT3 Riley in 6th. IGTSH in 7th. Dangly Ball 8th. Looks like we might have a pit glitch. Potter McPot might be stuck in the pits. Surf Ev 9th. And Potter McPot. Well, nothing's happening here. Could be a completely different story in the lobby. He could be racing round in 3rd position. It has happened. So we might just have to see it at the end of this race. Whether Potter McPot did actually come out of the pits or not. But it is Gr3 from MRC Bobby at the minute. Still just half a second in it. Gr3 on the fresher tyres though, only by a lap. Bobby chucking that Audi into these turns. Both drivers nicely through that apex. This right left squiggle into this awkward almost 90-degree right into the 90-degree left. Bob running it a little bit wide. That's just allowed Gr3 to escape off down the road into this pentagon section through the 1st turn, 2nd turn, 3rd and the 4th. I know it's only got 4 corners, but it looks a bit pentagonish. This back straight, so losing 2/10 then Bob through that section with running wide. Closes the gap up there now, but loses another couple of tenths as they come into that double apex hairpin. Gr3 extending up to nearly 0.9 of a second. Bobby's going to be out of the slipstream range any second. Big gap back to third place Philo. It's 9.6 seconds. A little bit of pressure from Pav 46. Less than a second back is Pav. Jambu into 5th, Gr3 Riley in 6th, so making up another position with Potter coming in. Like I say, Potter could actually still be out on track somewhere, we just can't see him. And Dangly Ball 7th, a fair bit away on his Renault. And he's got Surfer Ev closing up on him, on the fresher tyres as well for Surfer. A bit of glitching in the lobby tonight, it looks like the lobby itself. Nicolaitis in 9th, ghosting out. So yeah, we've got all sorts of connection issues tonight by the look of it. He is actually in ghost mode, looking at how slow that car's driving. That's not a connection ghost. And yeah, Potter McPot's stuck in the pits as well. I don't think Potter McPot's doing that on purpose. So Gr3 has pulled a gap then from Bob. 1.3, it was just 1.4 seconds, so out of the slipstream range now for MRC Bobby. On to lap 12 of 14. Gr3 leading us through then. Bobby in 2nd, Philo 3rd. He's managed to put a bit more time from Pav 46 in that 4th position. Still under no direct threat from 5th position Jambu, who's also kept that gap between himself and Gr3 Riley. Surfer Ev has got himself past Dangly Balls. 20 seconds gap to Gr3 though. Pulls almost a second over Dangly Ball. Both drivers skipping across track a little bit. Nicolaitis still ghosting out. Still stuck in that pit. Let's hope we don't get any more issues in race 2. So Gr3, while I was flicking through the order, has got it wrong somewhere. So now Bob to close that gap back up. It was 1.3 seconds, it's now back down to half a second. Nothing in it between the 1st and 2nd position. Team Philo pulling in another second, but there's no way he's going to be able to close that gap up in 2 laps. Not with them had a massive mistake from the 2 drivers up front. 46 losing a bit more time. Jambu, so he's also lost a bit more time. It's come under some serious threats from Gr3 Riley, who goes up the inside of the chicane. Holds onto it through the 1st section. Does he keep it clean through the exit? Yes, he does. Jambu bolts himself onto the rear end, gets a better exit. Brings back down the inside. Gr3 Riley sees he's there, gives him enough space. So Jambu comes through to retake that 5th position. Audi versus Audi. Jambu just getting a better exit from the chicane. Here we go. Gr3 Riley just coming straight back at him. Unfortunately, unable to keep his nose down the inside. Again, still nothing in it between these two. Gr3 Riley will have the benefit down the long straights of the slipstream. So the leaders just coming through to start the final lap. Jambu running wide, Gr3 Riley getting through, but Jambu might be able to just borrow the toe off of Gr3 Riley and slingshot himself past through turn 1. see Gr3 Riley going a bit defensive through turn 1. Can he carry the speed towards the chicane? So we are on to final lap. Nowhere for Jambu to go through there. Right. Flick back up to race leaders. Gr3 still leading. 1.5 seconds. Bob running wide through the hairpin in second. Philo again closing that gap up, but nowhere near quick enough. Oh, drifting that BMW through the final, through that hairpin for the final time. Evening, Billy. How you doing, mate? You've missed race 1 pretty much. We're on final lap, but we have got race 2 coming up. Stick around. Path 4th then. Gr3 Riley still managing to fend off those attacks from Jambu. I'll see how long for though. We have got a couple of long straights coming up. Nowhere to go for Jambu to go through here. Tail end of that Audi as well. That might just compromise his attack on Gr3 Riley as they come up towards this final hairpin. So Gr3 does. I'm going to keep watching this. Riley and Jambu trying to run side by side through the hairpin at the end. Gr3 Riley though keeping it out front. Oh, just about. He's going to keep that 5th position. Fair play, fair play. Right, so let's flick through that order. Gr3 taking the win. MRC Bobby coming home 2nd, unable to close the gap up on Gr3. Pav coming home 3rd. What happened to Philo? What happened to Philo? Pav 3rd, then Philo 4th. Gr3 Riley in that 5th position we just watched. Jambu 6th. Surf Ev slings it across the line backwards for 7th position. Dangly Balls also backwards across the line for 8th position. Nikolaitis unfortunately spooky one with the old Ghost-orama. Bobby sandbagging on quali. No, I don't think Bobby was sandbagging on quali. So Nikolaitis coming across the line to take 9th position, and unfortunately Potter McPot still stuck in the pits. Very bizarre. Host lobby is usually pretty strong as well. Nice win there for Gr3. He'll be happy with that. Let's just go and check those official race results, see if Potter was somewhere. No, he did finish 10th. Let's see what happens. Let's see what he's got to say in the chat. Nothing yet. Let's see what's happening in this chat. I know it's a joke, Billy. Does he get to sleep in his own bed tonight, Mad Marshall? Not in the dog kennel tonight. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Potter. That's not like Potter's lobbies at all. So, has he mentioned anything? No, he hasn't. He's still typing away. Well, that might be to do with the race coming up. So, top 3 from race 1. Ah, sneaky, sneaky Philo. So, Gr3, Bob and Pav all have to add on extra weight to their car for race 2. It's a success ballast. TNR Philo, who was 2 seconds out front from Pav, suddenly, all of a sudden, lost the position, and Pav got it right on the very end. Now, I didn't see anything, but that's all I'm saying. Suspicions. It's a tactical move. It's a tactical move. But that's all I'm saying. Suspicions. So yes, top 3 have to add on extra weight for race 2. Starting from the back as well. So it makes it a lot more difficult. A lot more wear on the tyres. Different setup for race 2 as well. They only start with 70% of fuel, and they do have to use 2 compounds of tyre in race 2. So they can't just stick on the super soft and blast it out. That'd be cheating. We're not having cheaters. Right, what have I missed in this chat? Anything? Yeah, Pottermore Pot did get stuck in the pit box, yeah. Well, we saw it, but like I say, I've seen that before with cars stuck in the pits, and the guy was actually in second place, challenging for the lead. But you couldn't see it on my stream. That's how bizarre this game is. Yeah, it is a little bit of a kick in the arse, isn't it, Billy? It's not the minis on Monday do a similar thing, but it's because it's a set weight on the. Obviously, all the cars are the same. They're all the minis. It's a set weight change, whereas these, because it's all different cars, I think they have to add in. It's a set amount of clicks rather than. I mean, it's the same with the minis, I assume, but obviously the weights run slightly differently in the different cars. So 1 click of weight in an Audi could be sort of 11 kilos or whatever, 10 kilos. But 1 click of weight in a Mercedes could be 12 or 15. No, it's, I mean, it works quite well, you know, Billy. It does work quite well. And the drivers don't mind it. So we've still got 5 minutes till race 2. Did you go beer shop anyway, Billy? I saw your post earlier. You said you were going beer shop. If you did, I assume you've got one cracked open while you're listening to this or watching this. So what did I say race 2 was? 22 laps, I believe. Come on, where's that 3 mile long post? Here it is. No, that's race 1. Yeah, 22 lap race, 70% of fuel. There is a pit stop window in this one, so they're not allowed to come in for tyres before the end of lap 5. They can come in and repair damage or pick up fuel or anything else they want to do, you know. I don't know what that might be. But tyres, you're not allowed to come in till the end of lap 5. You must also use the 2 different compounds of tyre in the race. You are free to have as many tyres as you like after the pit stop window has passed. Yep, that's what I'm going to read you from that post. What, you going shop now or are you drinking now? Hopefully you're drinking now, Billy. It's far too late to be going shop. I mean, it's not, but you should have done it earlier, is what I'm saying. So who's coming Donington? Donington Sunday, British GTs. So you'll see these kind of cars you're watching tonight tearing around Donington. Can't wait. There's a few of us going. You'll see MRC Bobby there. He's come in. We are trying to talk Path 46 into it. Unfortunately, Potter McPot can't make it. Surf Ev, no, he's wrong side of the country. VQS Dawson, who's just joined the lobby. Sneaky US Dawson. Well, we're trying to tempt him into coming, but you know. Sneaky US Dawson turning up. Let's see if he jumps in for race 2. So he has already raced in this league as a backup driver or a filler driver, scoring some good points as well. So it looks like he's just asking the question now in the PlayStation chat. Bottom of pot looks like he's got an answer ready. Yes, I thought you and Burnfry might be somewhere this weekend. A different racetrack, obviously Thruxton. Who's Rocket Ron? Oh, you did the race school. Ah, I wonder what that was on about. Thruxton, 30 minutes from your house. Yeah, that's about the same for me and Donny. At my house, onto the dual carriageway. Well, not like at my, I don't live on a dual carriageway. A couple of little streets, onto the dual carriageway. Up there for 2 miles, 3 miles. Motorway, bosh, you're there. It's great. Don't let him in, Potter. Ban Sneaky US Dawson, snake and bake. Oh. He's back down, he's allowed Sneaky US Dawson in. But I can pretty much guarantee he's going to start from the back of the pack. And we have had G Marge join the room as well, so another driver missing race 1, but again I think he'll start from the back of the pack. Used to live in Heanor, that's Derbyshire. We don't do Derbyshire. We're Leicestershire, mate. Ghost Realm's from Derby. Well, he's not from Derby, he's from Hull or Doncaster or somewhere daft like that. He lives in Derby. Shouldn't be giving out people's personal information, really, should I? Background like stuff. Could be anyone listening. But here's his address, right? Bank details, mother's maiden name. I got it all. Well, who knows? I don't even know what Derby's got to offer. Right, so we are actually a couple of minutes late. Don't worry, we've not missed the race. It's just been a bit of faffing because a couple of new drivers, so Potter's had to rejig the grid order. Drivers getting some sneaky practice laps in. Okay, I'll give you that, Billy. It has got great bike roads. Because I also used to rip about there in many motor cars, motor vehicles. Is that your excuse, Billy? That's too drunk to care where you lived. Derby just happened to be it. It's Sneaky West Dawson in the stolen liveried, stolen tuned Z4 of MRC Bobby. So we'll see what sort of strategies people are pulling out. There's different tyre compounds on people's cars already. We've got mediums and softs rolling. Nice. Balls, yeah, interesting choice, the Renault. It's not one I've seen in the Gr3 leagues before. It's not doing it too bad. A couple of little practice starts from dangly balls. Maybe not like that. Peeling out sideways is not going to help you, mate. So, reverse grid, 22 laps. Potts actually starting on pole position due to not actually finishing the race, getting stuck in the pits. You're not going to give me another view, are you, PlayStation? Oh yes you are. I still can't see the damn lights, thanks. Oh. So revs are up, they're away. Nicolaitis gets a good start, past Potter McPotts already. Oh, is that MRC Bobby's been pinned into the pit wall? Unfortunately, Pav 46 getting caught up with that as well. Not sure what happened there. Maybe both going for the same gap. Front end damage on Pav's car. Front end damage and side damage from his contact with the wall with Bobby's car. So yeah, maybe both going for the same gap. Right, G-Marge, the fresh driver to the room. Let's go back up front, see what's happening. Potter McPott still leading then as they come into this hairpin. GTSH Nicolaitis just holding on to Potter's rear end. Jambu in third. Getting a good start. The Audis do get good starts. GTRT Riley in fourth. So again, another good position already for GTRT. Dangly Balls fifth in the Renault. TNR Philo in sixth. So not picking up the extra weight. VQS Dawson in seventh. Surfer Ev in eighth. He's got Burnt Fry crawling all over his rear end. Nowhere for Burnt Fry to go. He did think about it. Backed out. Surfer Ev holds on to eighth. Then Burnt Fry ninth. G-Marge in 10th. To the back of this pile at the minute, and then a big gap back to Bobby and Pav, both picking up damage, so hopefully they remember not to pick up tyres here. Oh, Bob. I think Bob has just given himself another penalty. Not now, he'll pick it up for the next race. So he came in, picked up tyres and didn't get his damage repaired. Unfortunately, I caught that, Bob. So Potter McPott now pulling out a bit of a lead from Nicolaitis in second. Jambu third, putting the pressure on Nicolaitis for that position. GTRT Riley as well, looking dangerous at the minute. Good race one did GTRT Riley, new driver to the league. Not sure if he has been promoted from Pro-Ams, GTRT Riley, because you're too quick and they don't like you being too quick and winning everything, GTRT Riley. Is that you? I can see why. Holding on to fourth at the minute. He's got TNR Philo, only half a second back in fifth position. MRC Dangly Ball in 6th. QS Dawson 7th. Surfer F been dropped. He's now 8th. Under loads of pressure from Gr3 now. Side by side coming down this straight. Gr3 carrying that extra weight over from race 1. It doesn't affect him too much down there. Getting past Surfer F nice and cleanly. Surfer F then down into 9th now. G-Marge in 10th. And have we just lost PAV 46? Who have we lost? We're down to 10 drivers now. Yes, I think we have. Quick flick through, 1 second. No, we've lost Bob and PAV 46. Both drivers decided to bail out of this one. Potter McPot had his gap reduced. Jambu's got himself past Nicolaides, so able to start piling the pressure on Potter McPot in front. Nicolaides still hanging on though for that 3rd position. Philo in 4th. Gr3 Riley still hanging on to 5th position. He's not letting Philo disappear at all. He has allowed Dangly Balls to close up on him. QS Dawson as well, close that gap up, less than a second between 6th and 7th as well. Gr3 now only a second back in 8th position. Carrying that extra weight though, it can't be good. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Duco, answer your damn PMs, man. Messing about that. Surfer then 9th, G-Marge 10th. Yeah, so losing those 2 drivers now puts G-Marge at the back of the pack. So Potter still not been able to run away with it yet. Still only a second between himself. Nicolaides has got himself back past Jambu. Now under pressure from TNR Philo, closed that gap right up as Philo. Made a little bit of a break from Gr3 Riley. 1.2 seconds the gap there. 5th place is actually under a bit of threat from MRC Dangly Ball in 6th as well. Still been about half a second most laps, but a slight little mistake. And that'll be the end of that for Gr3 Riley. QS Dawson still a second back. Gr3 losing a bit of time now, 1.8 seconds back. Extra weight starting to really affect him. The tyre wear already kicking in on that Lexus. Surfer Ev out on the medium tyres in 9th. Still holding that front end damage. He's not going to get that repaired until he comes in for tyres and fuel. G-Marge only 1.9 seconds back, 2 seconds back now. Also out on the medium tyre. Both these drivers looking to run a little bit longer than Potter on the medium tyre as well, but running pretty quickly. He's now got 1.5 seconds over second place Nicolaides. Jambu getting himself past, TNR Philo getting himself past Jambu now, so up into 3rd. Jambu must have made a mistake because Gr3 Riley is all over his rear end. So these two had a good little punch up last race as well. Nowhere to go for Gr3 Riley. See if he can benefit from the slipstream down the start-finish straight. A clean exit. Gain time slightly. Closes up a little bit under braking. Loses all that time on the exit though. That runs a little bit wide into the chicane. So Jambu just pulling about a tenth on him there. I think they are closing up on the drivers in front. You can see TNR Philo just in front of Jambu. So lost a bit of time to Nicolaides. Nicolaides actually closing the gap back up on Potomac Pot. Now on the soft tyres for Nicolaides. They'll be able to carry a lot more speed through the turns until the grip disappears at least. Philo just hanging on to third position on those mediums. Still Jambu and Riley battling it out for fourth and fifth. Go Riley, go Marge. Yeah, unfortunately G Marge sitting at the back of the pack at the minute. Riley's not doing too bad, he's having a bit of a battle with Jambu in front. Dawson's got himself past got himself past Dangley Ball for 6th position. Dangley Ball now 7th. He's got next gen Burn Fry 2.4 seconds back, so yeah, he's just struggling with that extra weight. Burn Fry. Tyre wear really starting to cause him trouble now. One tyre rule. What are you talking to Bob there, Billy? G Marge has actually got himself up into 9th position. Okay, Surfer F been in the pits. He's come out on a fresh set of racing softs. So G Marge taking that position for now. See whether Surfer can close the gap back up. What's it now? 1.5 seconds. Yep, pulls in a quarter of a second, almost half a second just through those two turns. So Surfer Ev looking to hunt down G Marge for that 9th position. Should be able to carry the speed up this back straight. Side by side. G Marge going defensive. But yeah, Surfer Ev just able to carry that extra speed out the turn and up the straight. Straight past G Marge. Puts himself a little bit wide through the final turn anyway. So back up to race lead Potomac Pot. Still under a bit of threat from Philo, who's now got himself past Nicolaides almost. A little bit of squeaky bum time for both of those drivers there. Ah, okay. So yeah, Philo then at 1.4 seconds down from Potomac Pot. He's under a bit of threat from Nicolaides in 3rd position. VQS Dawson getting himself past Riley up into 4th. He's also got past Jambu. Jambu chucking himself in the pits, I think. Yes, fresh set of boots for Jambu. So Dawson is on a storm, as Billy mentioned earlier, up into 4th. Hardly any tyre wear on the Z4 either. It was really good on fuel and tyres last season as well. GTRT Riley is still only a second back. Not doing too bad a job with his tyres at the minute. Quarter of a tank of fuel on board. Stops out for another one. Philo in the pits now from 2nd position. We'll see where he comes back out. So start lap 9 of 22. Philo back out the pits in 7th. Who was that? In 3rd. Was that VQS Dawson almost getting it wrong? Yes, losing all sorts of time. So now still a bit of threat from GTRT Riley. Ball still in the mix as well, 5th position, only a second back from 4th. Philo back out the pits in 6th, 4.7 seconds back from Dangly Ball. He's got Gr3 for company, still out on those worn softs. 0.1 seconds back, so no threat to TNR Philo in front, who is out on the fresh set of racing softs. Yeah, pulled almost a second over Gr3 already. So Jambu, after his stop, is in 8th, Surfer Ev in 9th. G Marge losing more time on those worn mediums in 10th position. So back out to race leader now, 3.2 seconds for Nicolaitis. Nicolaitis chucking himself in the pits now. Chris Dawson getting himself up into second. It's a long way back from Potter and Pot at the minute though. Gr3 Riley losing a bit more time, 0.9, nearly 2 seconds back. He's still got Dangly Balls for company. Renault driving well here tonight. So Philo 5th, purple sectors. He's not taken on board much fuel in that stop. So jumping back up to 6th. Nicolaitis after his stop in 7th. Fresh set of boots, just over half a tank. Surfer Ev 8th. So Gr3 stopped out on a fresh set of mediums. He's gone for the full tank as Gr3. Again, the extra weight, he's really struggling with that tonight in the Lexus. G Marge after his stop now, so he is still in 10th, 9.9, 10 seconds down. Pot then, 4.5 second lead currently over VQS Dawson. Balls comes in the pits from 5th. Sorry, he was 4th. Dawson running a little bit wide through turn 1 on the exit. That's just allowing Potter to pull a couple of tenths on him at 4.8 seconds the gap now. Gr3 Riley yet to stop in 3rd. Under pressure from Philo, who is on the fresh tyre. Cutting off the inside line there for Philo. Chucks himself down the inside now though into the hairpin. Easily able to outbrake Gr3 Riley on those fresher tyres. So what's his time? 7.3 seconds to race leader Potter and Pot. Another purple sector from TNR Philo, currently holding fastest lap of the race anyway on the previous lap, 129.1. Looking for the next one straight away. There's VQS Dawson just in the background. Stick with Philo, see if he does stick this fastest lap in. Not anymore, a little bit wide through the exit of the final turn. Will we see Gr3 Riley in the pits? Yes, we do. He does though, 8,000th, another fastest lap for Philo. 29.116. So on an absolute storm on his second stint, 1.3 seconds, 1.2 seconds down from VQS Dawson. Yet to stop as well, Dawson. Pot pulls another half a second, so 5 seconds the gap. Again, yet to stop. See him in at the end of this lap. He's got no fuel on board. The same for VQS Dawson, I would expect. He's not going to get another lap out of that tank. So that will allow Philo to come through and take race lead. Will he cover it off and come into pits as well, get himself fueled and tied up? Back in the fight with the two drivers he's currently chasing down. Jambu's got himself back up into 4th while we've not been watching. He's got himself past Nicolaitis then. So for F6, again he's going to have to come in for fuel. Change those softs out as well. Dangly balls should be able to come past him. Got plenty of fuel on board Dangly balls. Potter Pot is in the pits now then. Gr3 Riley after his stop is 8th. These positions will chop and change later on in the race as well. Gr3 9th. So late stop in Gr3. Struggling on those mediums with the extra weight. Marge still 10th, so Surfer F came in the pits this lap then. Get ourselves back up front. VQS Dawson holding on to race lead just with Potter Pot coming in the pits. TNR Philo is half a second back at the minute. He's absolutely battered those soft tyres actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 laps. All sorts of pressure on those. Still unable to get past VQS Dawson yet. Gets a good run out of this final turn. Z4 versus M6. Down the inside for TNR Philo. Takes that top spot then. VQS Dawson chucked himself in the pits now anyway. So out of that fight. TNR Philo takes race lead. He's got less than a quarter of a tank on board, so he will have to stop again. Dawson in the pits, Potter Pot coming through to take second position. So fresh set of racing softs, just over half a tank for Potter. IGTSH side by side with VQS Dawson as they come out the pits, but IGTSH Nicolaitis comes through to take third. Dawson out on the fresh tyres. Should be able to pile that pressure back on Nicolaitis, but Nicolaitis doing a good job at the minute. Dangly Ball 5th, Gr3 Riley 6th. Pretty big gap as well, 4.6 seconds between Dangly Ball and Gr3 Riley. Surfer F 7th, 1.8 seconds back. Gr3 8th, under pressure from Jambu. Jambu coming in for his second stop. Take chunks out of Gr3. Gr3 actually picking up a tiny bit of penalty there. You can see Gr3 just struggling with that weight, trying to get this car around a corner. Does seem to have the power. Just trying to get it through these turns is a real struggle for Gr3 today in race 2 by the look of it. You see him getting it wide through there. Just holds on to the position at the minute from Jambu, but runs it wide through the first section of the Pentagon. Jambu comes through to take 8th. Gr3 moves himself back down to 9th position. But carries good speed out of the Pentagon section. I don't think he'll be able to put any pressure on Jambu though. You can see that Lexus just throwing itself wide at every turn. The opportunity, I think there'd be parts of the car coming out the window. So Philo now 9.1 second lead, again about out of fuel now, so he'll have to come in, get fuel, fresh tyres. He's got that 9-second lead over Potter. Potter should be able to get back out in front of him. Actually sneaking through and getting fastest lap of the race then, 1:28.905 for Potter. So we should see Philo in the pits now. There he goes, chucks himself over to the left hand side, in he pops. Pot then through this final turn. Let's see what the gap is when Philo comes back out of the pits. Let's see whether VQS Dawson can actually get the move done on him. So he has chucked himself up into no, so Philo does come out of the pits, but is VQS Dawson carrying enough speed? No, he's too far back actually, VQS Dawson. Right, what are we on? Lap 16 of 22. Are they running to the end on this fuel? 6 laps to go, possibly. Potter McPot just under half a tank. Couple of laps where on those soft tyres. TNR Philo we've just seen come in for a set of racing softs, just under half a tank. VQS Dawson, very similar to Potter. A couple of laps of wear on those tyres, just under half a tank. Nicolaitis, a lot of wear on his softs and a quarter of a tank, so he'll probably have to stop again before the end. See whether that damages his positions. He's got 4 seconds over Dangly Ball at the minute. Dangly Ball will also have to pit. Surfer Ev as well. In 6th, he'll have to chuck himself in, I think, before the end of the race, definitely for fuel. Gr3 Riley might be alright. Jambu definitely runs to the end of the race, over half a tank of fuel. Plenty of wear left on those softs. 2 stopping as well for Jambu. Burnt Fry in 9th. Half a tank, but a lot of wear on another set of mediums for Burnt Fry. G Marge now nearly 11 seconds back. Again, a lot of wear on his racing softs as well. Got plenty of fuel on. So Riley in the pits, Dangly Balls in the pits. Potter McPot, 3.3 seconds over second place TNR Philo. There's Philo just in the background of that shot. Getting a couple of tenths on Potter. VQS Dawson, now 2.5 seconds back in the Z4. Again, does quite well on tyre wear, so it might come back into play if he doesn't run himself wide in some of these turns. That Z4 might come back into play for second place before the end of this race. Just losing a tenth through there, Dawson. Very closely matched drivers, again with Potter McPot, very similarly paced, these top 3. So picks up a penalty, does Dawson, and he's also already lost a couple of tenths to Philo. Half a second he's got a drop now as well. Does so into the hairpin, almost. Yeah, that gap extending, 3.1 seconds. Plenty of breathing room behind. Nicolaitis, 4th position, 6.7 back. He will be in at the end of this lap. Surfer Ever's got himself up into 5th with Dangly Balls pitting. So he'll be going to the end of the race. We'll see whether he can get his move done on GT. No, it's not. Sorry, it's Surfer Ev and Nicolaitis. He might be able to jump. That's a big old gap, though. Gr3 Riley coming under pressure from Jambu. So it goes defensive, nowhere for Jambu to go. Can he run it around the outside? No, again he might benefit from the toe down the start finish straight. All over the rear end of Gr3 Riley. He's gone defensive, again he won't be able to carry his speed through turn 1. Still nothing in it between these two Audis. Side by side as they head through turn 1 up towards the chicane. Almost side by side through there as well, and through the second and third part. Gr3 Riley just takes the corner. Slightly tighter, but he does compromise his speed running out, so he loses that position to Jambu. 8th position for Gr3 Riley, but still might be able to come back at Jambu before the end of this one. What's Jambu like for fuel and tyres? So his racing softs are a little bit worn out, but he's got plenty of fuel on board. Gr3 Riley, he's got decent tyres. Quarter of a tank, is that enough to do the next couple of laps? I'll have to wait and see. Hopefully he's played his strategy right. Burnt Fry coming for another fresh set of softs. Just over a quarter of a tank, so he's running to the end now on that. Really struggled in race 2 as Burnt Fry. G-Marge also another fresh set of racing softs. Still that 10-second gap between himself and Burnt Fry in 9th. So Potter McPot still leading. He lost a lot of time to Philo. Gap down to 1.2 seconds. It was 3 seconds. BQS Dawson losing time as well. He's now 4.5 seconds down in 3rd place. Nicolaida's still holding on to 4th. So on to lap 20 of 22. Hopefully these boys have got their strategies all right and they don't run out of fuel on the final lap. I've seen it happen before, lots. So Dangly Balls of 5th then. He does get past. Oh, he's run himself wide through the hairpin, trying to give Surfer Ev plenty of space. Surfer Ev takes that 5th position. Dangly Balls won't be happy with that. Jambu and Gr3 Riley. Oh, Gr3 Riley. There was a little bit of contact between himself and Jambu, and I think trying to correct that, he's put himself on the sand or the grass. That's fired him off into the wall. So a damn shame for Gr3 Riley. He's picked up a little bit of front end damage, and he has put himself out of that fight with Jambu now. He has only lost the 1 position. He should be able to take that 8th position. Burnt Fry is still 9.5 seconds behind him. So still with Potter McPot, the gap come down 1 second. We need to change that camera. There we go. So Potter McPot holding on to top spot, there's just under a second between himself and TNR Philo, both drivers running the BMW M6. Coming through this Pentagon section, coming to finish this penultimate lap. Philo bringing that gap down, half a second between them. This is going to be a battle to the line. Philo might get a good run down the start-finish straight and be able to make the move before turn 1. So they cross the line to start the final lap then. Half a second between Potter McPot and TNR Philo. Closing up under braking for Philo. Down to a quarter of a second. Down towards the chicane, nowhere for Philo to go, putting the pressure on Potter McPot. Can Potter hold on to this top spot? Let's have a look from, oh, that's the wrong driver. Let's have a look from Philo's point of view. Down towards the hairpin, closes up again on Potter under braking. Potter just making sure he gets those apexes. Oh, a little bit squirrely from Philo. That's going to give Potter a tiny bit of relief. So into this awkward final complex, heading into this Pentagon section for the last time. TNR Philo trying to hunt Potter McPot down through these last few turns. He's doing a good job of holding on to that top spot at the minute. So final attempt for Philo. Up this back straight towards the double apex hairpin. I think he's a little bit too far back. It's going to be a late lunge. Oh, almost. Fortunately, not able to carry the speed. So Potter McPot is going to take the win of the race. TNR Philo comes home second. VQS Dawson is going to finish third. Good race from Dawson. Starting from the back of the pack. Nicolaides is going to come home in fourth position. He'll be happy with this result. Done spinning up on the final turn, Nicolaides. Comes home to take that fourth position then. Surfer Ev backwards across the line for fifth again. Dangly Balls backwards for sixth. Jambu held on to seventh. GTRT Riley, after that little mistake, ends up 9 seconds back. Still, he's had a decent first race. He was doing alright in race 2. Comes home in 8th. Then Burnt Fry comes home 9th. He'll be not a happy bunny in that Lexus. And G Marge just coming around this final turn then. Come home to take the final position of the race and 10th position. We did lose Pav and Bob in that one. They had a bit of a coming together off the line. Both came into the pits. Bob accidentally put on some tyres. Oh, Bob. And I don't know what happened to Pav. Pav, he could have come back out and carried on racing, but decided against it. Yeah, it was a good few last few corners. What? Sorry, what, GT, what are you saying? Flipping it, you're yapping on. Nice battles, yes. But you have no fuel. Beam is an advantage here. Yeah, they did seem to work well. The Audis got off the line quite well, but the BMWs, yeah, the tyre wear seems to work quite well. Your name looks really strange. I'm struggling to see it at the minute with my eyes. Minigun GT. Ah, okay. With so many straight lines in close proximity, it does send my eyes a bit funny. But that was another good round of racing from the Gr3 boys. Like I say, slightly rebranded for the rest of the season and the coming seasons. But it is exactly the same race underneath. Right, so yeah, that was round 6. What have we got coming up tomorrow night? We've got lots for you tomorrow night. We've got a team versus team race with MRC and GTHR. GTHR, yes it is. So it's apparently their B team versus the B team, I think. So that's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Hopefully no delays, because directly after that at 9 o'clock there is the battle of the groups. So there's 7 different sim racing groups all battling it out across 2 races. I forget. There's too many going on. I need to write them all down and have them on a whiteboard. That's what I need. So that's Thursday. Lots happening Thursday. 2 lots of racing tomorrow. Sunday we've got the finals of the N300 League. That's been a really good series. The 90s classics with the old Subarus and Mitsubishis and Supras and things like that. M3s, old school BMW M3s. Yeah, been really good. So the finals of that at 9 o'clock on Sunday. Monday, 8:30, we're back with the Tanso Racing Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Come and check that out. It's round 7 of that, and then back next Wednesday for round 7 of this. Come and check that out. Same time, 8:30. So other than that, I hope you've liked what you watched. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, get yourselves to Donington this weekend. Stop messing about. We'll see you there Sunday down by the old hairpin, or just round the corner a little bit up the hill. We'll see. But you can't miss us. We'll have great big flags and everything, and we'll be the bunch of idiots being a bunch of idiots. But yes, give it a like, give it a subscribe, get yourselves to Donington. My name's Darksmoka. I'm out of here.